Good afternoon, folks. Today I'm going to talk about the E-767. And you might say, well, I've never heard of an E-767. Well, you will know what it is after this. So I'm also going to talk about how it figures very prominently in one of my favorite books, Tom Clancy's Debt of Honor. So the E-767 is a development of the E-3 Sentry. It is basically what happens when the Japanese government wanted an E-3 Sentry in 1991, but Boeing had canceled the 707 assembly line at that point. They were just not making any more 707 airframes, which is the airframe that the E-3 Sentry is based upon. So Boeing then offered in 1992 to produce the E-767, which is the E-3 Sentry's electronics and radar put onto a Boeing 767-200 airframe. Anyhow, this got into production in 1994, and the Japanese government procured 4 of these, and they've been in service ever since. They're very advanced, one of the better platforms out there, though they're getting a bit long in the tooth at this point. Anyhow, it has a 30-foot radome on top that houses an AN-8 radar, which is a PISA, or passively electronically scanned array radar, much like the SPY, SPY, and SPY-1 that's on the Ticonderoga class cruisers. Very advanced radar, and it's capable of a lot. It can easily detect targets out to 200 miles or more when the aircraft's up to altitude. So, how did this figure in the book? Well, in the book, Tom Clancy wrote this around 1993, 1994, and he did a very good job. He depicts 4 aircraft. They have passively electronically scanned array radar. He gets that right. And they form the backbone, Japanese Air Force or Self-Defense Force Air Force, in their attempts to safeguard their newly gotten conquests in the Eastern Pacific. So they actually are instrumental in shooting down several American aircraft and are forming a rather strong deterrent to the U.S. Air Force at this point. Eventually, they are destroyed, all 4 of them, due to some coordinated attack with an Apache or a Comanche attack helicopter, stealth attack helicopter. Some F-22s take out 1 as well, and on the ground, 2 crash in landing, thanks to 2 of the main characters, Chavez and John Clark. So, one of the capabilities that this aircraft does have now that was depicted then probably didn't exist at that point in time in the mid-90s, but does exist now, is the ability to target missiles off a fighter aircraft like the F-15J without the F-15J having to turn on its radar at all. So it basically uses the AWACS radar as a guidance radar for missiles. This is depicted in the book to great effect. Of course, in real life, that probably wasn't a thing until at least the 2000s. At the end of the book, of course, they don't have any of these flying anymore, and the Japanese are reduced to having to use the E-2 Hawkeyes, which figures prominently in the final battle they have at the end of the book. So I highly suggest reading the book. Pick it up. It's a great read, a very long read. It's totally worth it. And now you know a little bit more about the E-767. Have a great day.